So in season one, I had a chance to speak with some of you, and we talked about taking some of the topics from Twitter and how you put it together. So what I want to know is, for season two, now that we've been introduced to this friendship group, we've seen them in fractured points, at low points and high points. What were some of the themes that you wanted to bring out for season two to continue this thread of looking at Black male relationships in all angles, but from their side in the friend group that we haven't really seen before? We can start with the creatives if you like, Deji.
Yeah, we wanted to dive deeper into a lot of topics. Season one, one thing we want to do with this show is just make sure everything is organic, right? We don't want it to be a situation where it feels like, we're just throwing in these controversial topics or, talking points just to have them in there. They have to be weaving into the storyline in a way to where, they creep up on you, or it's a natural experience that these characters go through, and then they fall into these conversations, and these conversations are had, and they spark conversations with the viewers, and so in season one, we talked about a lot of different topics that are very important to our community, such as divorce, such as commitment, such as religion. In season two, it's even more of that as well. Some of the things that we discuss in season two is this myth about the absentee father. We make it a point, even though Omar and Naomi's relationship isn't the greatest right now, played by Thomas Q. Jones. It's not the greatest right now, but they're co-parenting, and Thomas's character Omar is heavy in his son's life. That's the most important thing to him, in this moment. And we show him being a present father and mentoring his son and bringing him up in the proper way. So that was very important to us. We dive deeper into religion. Organized religion is a big topic in our community. I think that it's becoming an increasingly more divided conversation about, whether people are, kind of looking at the church in a certain way, feeling like they're more related to like the more spiritual element of things. And so we dive into that. We dive into classism on the show as well. That's a big topic in our community. What else we talk about in season two, Thomas?
Man, Deji, me and Deji always likes to say, that Black men aren't portrayed to be as emotionally intelligent as we are. Mm-hmm. So we also get into that conversation, with Keith's character and some of the stereotypes that come around a Black man like Keith, and also Omar as well. We have the beautiful thing about the four leads is that we all have different energies, different essences, different complexions, and different stereotypes come with all four of us. And so what Deji and I try to do is we try to take those stereotypes and we try to flip them. And like you said before, we don't want to tell you, we just want to show you in a real organic way so you can follow the storyline. And you can also relate to the storylines because, at some point you're going to know someone in your life that's been through this. Some Black man, is going through a custody battle or marital issues or doesn't want to necessarily commit to a relationship, but you might not know why. He might be naive when it comes to women. Or he might be, maybe in an interracial relationship and you don't understand why he chose that person over all the beautiful Black women out here. So it's a very, very complex show, very complex topics. In season two, like Deji said, religion is a heavy conversation, classism. We also even get into body shaming in season two. We get into some very specific conversations that are going on in the Black community, and not just from a Black male perspective, but also from a Black woman's perspective, because most of the decisions that we make as Black men, Black women are the catalyst for those decisions. So you all are just as equally as important to the show, and your voice is just as equally important to the show as ours.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I would add, this is Eric Rohn. The other thing I would add is that in season two, we definitely use humor. Like we understand that our male characters are very dynamic and there's a lot of deep and heavy issues and topics that we cover, but we also have a lot of fun with the characters. And I think that's another misnomer about Black men that, we're angry, we're tough, we don't show any emotion, but we like to have a lot of fun as well. So all four of these actors, obviously, and with D.L. Hughley, Earthquake and Sid, and everybody else are incredibly funny. Terri, Vaughn, everybody incredibly funny. So we had a lot of fun in this experience. And I think for season 2, you'll see these characters and humor being used in a way that is really about the character, not joke. But these guys are very funny, and we use humor in a very clever way to help digest some of these more heavier topics. And I think that's another thing we need to show more of Black men doing.
And let me just jump in and first of all congratulate our 5th cast member, Albert. If you look at his backdrop, he seems to be pretty writing. Albert, you look really cool, man. You look like you belong to the show. I don't know if you see your backdrop.
That's hilarious.
He can't even see his backdrop. It's crazy.
Right.
All right. Very cool. No, but I mean, I think all of these subject matters are something that we really enjoy about the show. And of course, Deji and Thomas's writing, the characters do a show, just a real wide diversity of who we are. And it's just more important than ever to really have this in the atmosphere. And we're really, really proud of the response that we have to the show, both from the women and the men. You don't really get an emotional or visceral reaction from men most of the time, but guys seem to really take to the show and identify with these characters, and so does our female audience. So again, very, very, very grateful for the partnership with Bounce and the opportunity to actually put a show like this on. That's something Eric and I, from our company's mandate early on, wanted to be able to kind of get these unique voices out there, and Bounce has just been really a great platform for us to be able to tell solid stories without having to lean toward any degree of placating to stereotypes or buffoonery or anything. So just really, really proud of and happy to be rocking this 2nd season. So encourage people to find it, look it, grab the app, Brown Sugar app if you need. That's how you do it. Bounce, we want you to go and find this and make sure you watch the show and be a part of this great community that's growing.
First of all, Lavita and Ceddy forever. So here's my heart. But I wanted to know what it's like for you as creatives to have started out, at an earlier portion of your career, to now be able to circle back at this point and extend that offer to bring your former castmate onto a show and to be able to work under those conditions and to see each other evolve at this point. What is that like for you decades later to be able to watch that growth and be a part of it and push each other in that way?
You want to go, T?
Yeah, Cedric and I have always been friends from day one. It was never anything but that. So it's always been love. And we've always been very supportive and proud of each other. And we express that to each other all the time. We're, always, sharing ideas, and, I'll run stuff by him, and I'm always telling him and Eric how proud I am of them. So it's always been that kind of relationship anyway. So I'm just wondering what took his ass so long to bring me onto something. But, that's a family conversation that we'll have later. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it feels right. It doesn't feel strange. It doesn't feel odd. It always just, we're family.
Yeah. Extremely close to Terri and I from the very beginning. And so, and she's always been, innovative, an entrepreneurial, and a person that's not really going to wait, even when she moved to Atlanta to, start her acting program and teaching others and building and having an actual facility that taught others, and now directing and doing a great job out directing a lot of projects and building herself behind the camera, as well as, of course, still being able to come in and kill it on camera, where people are just, happy to see her face and her energy. Just this is something that we've, in our own private moments, we've just always been proud and a fan of each other, and a pusher of that ideology out into the world. So this again, manifests itself in such a unique way that, you know, when you see, you know, for I think the fans who will see her on screen in this particular capacity, it'll be refreshing because it'll feel, you'll know who she is, but it'll feel like a character. You'll be like, yo, like, man, yes, I get it. And, you know, and it was that automatic, the kind of electricity that comes on the screen and the idea of the character she's playing. It was unique and it was the right thing to do. So those are the kind of things that, you know, I try to look for always when producing is just looking for the fit that really works and so that the idea can manifest itself to be stronger than anything that any, you know, kind of ego, one energy can be. The idea is bigger than all of us. So that's the thing that we really wanted to kind of go forward. So, you know, allowing creators to be creative and do their thing and let me hear what you're trying to say and do. And then let, you know, and Eric and Risha and I, our job is to get that done for you. We gonna stay out the way. We just want to do what you need to do. You know, we hear you. That's what you want to get done. Bet. All right. So, and the same thing when we kind of put, you know, they're casting together, you want those characters to really be real and have that audience identify with them. So that's, you know, and like you say, said in Lavita forever, you can't top that. I don't care. I don't care who she do stuff with on screen. You can't top that.
I don't know. We'll see.
You know, when we first were talking about Terri, you know, Thomas and I were speaking. We was like, we got to, you know, let's talk to Eric and Ced about it. You know, I was a little nervous. You know, and I was expecting a call from Ced, and you know, he ain't hit me. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm in the clear. But you know, I see now that he still feels a certain way. So
it was an illusion.
We'll work it out.
We thought the coast was clear.
But let me just say something about Terri real quick. I mean, you don't know what to expect. You know, she's an incredible actor. I say actor because sometimes, you know, actress, people don't, I'm just trying to be correct on this terminology, but incredible actor, but she's a director and she's just an all around incredible, talented filmmaker. So it was just very easy working with her. She showed up to set and she knew the language. You know, she knew the shots. She knew why we were getting those shots. She had suggestions and opinions on certain things that actually made a whole lot of sense. So it was a great synergy. And I think it just helped the process, you know, to speed up and for us to create magic on screen that, you know, Cedric is going to have to sit back and watch, you know, in a few episodes.
and she's a great person. Just off like every day was so just fun, and just the energy was really, really good every day on set, you know, just watching her work, and just a very generous actor. You know, she's very cognizant, like Deji said, you know, because she's a director, she understands all the specifics that, you know, some actors might not. So it made it a little bit easier. But just her energy, every day she was at set, you know, it just made the day better. So definitely was a pleasure working with you, Terri.
Thank you guys. You guys made it easy. Like, for real. These two are badasses. All four of the guys. I loved it. Loved every moment of it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that answer, because I just noticed also as creatives, Thomas and Deji, you mentioned that you all have crossed paths with each other as far as auditions and wanted to work on projects. So when you see people reaching back and reconnecting and making sure to bring other people forward, I think it's important. It's an important example to set, especially in this setting. So thank you.
Definitely, we're responsible for each other as Black people, you know, whether it's Hollywood or any other facet in life. We have a very unique experience as Black people, and what we're trying to do is what Cedric and Eric did. You know, they reached back and gave us an opportunity, and that's what Deji and I do, even on set, even the crew, people that we hire. We're very, very cognizant of who we want to bring on board, as many Black people as possible, as many young creatives as possible. We have in our production office, everyone wants to be a director, they're a writer, something, and we always ask them for their ideas and their input. You know, we make everyone feel equal and everyone feel as valuable as they are. And hopefully that's the message that they're gaining, and that's the message they'll take with them too when it's their turn.
And let me just say that also includes our relationship with you guys. Like Black press is something that, again, it can often be pushed to the margins, and everybody's looking for the bigger news story. But you guys doing what you're doing here today, being able to get our stories out, to be able to express in a written way, in a blog, in a way to tell their story so that people can understand what they're going to watch or what they're going to tune into is very important to us being able to get our ideas out. And I think, again, sharing and being a part of, our overall community, realizing that they walk hand in hand, that they're important, that us recognizing that your voices travel beyond, sometimes a billboard, way more than a billboard, right? I mean, the fact that you have a word or phrasing or a way to make somebody go, oh, I didn't never look at it that way. That's so important. And I think that, just really, really thankful that you guys are interested and came on board and actually spending your time with us today to talk about this show. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you all for the thoughtful answers.